Picture this, it's game day. The stadium is packed. Millions are glued to their screens. The tension is electric. And then there's someone sitting in the same room, checking their phone, completely unbothered by what's happening on that field. They're not trying to be contrarian. They're not pretending. They genuinely feel nothing, no excitement, no investment, no emotional connection whatsoever. And here's what's fascinating. Neuroscience suggests this isn't about being cold or disconnected. It's about how their brain assigns value to experience. By the end of this video, you'll understand why some minds never needed the game in the first place. Let's start with why sports matter to most people. Because if you ask the average fan why they care about their team, they'll probably say something like, "I've always followed them," or "My dad was a fan," or "It's just who I am." But psychologically, what's really happening is much deeper. For most of human history, survival meant being part of a group. Your tribe was everything. It protected you, fed you, gave you identity. Modern society dismantled a lot of those tribal structures. We don't live in small communities anymore. We don't hunt together. We don't gather around fires. But the brain, it still craves that sense of belonging. And sports filled that gap perfectly. When you support a team, you're not just watching a game. You're joining a tribe. The jersey is your banner. The stadium is your gathering place. A win feels personal. Because your brain treats the team like family. Studies show that when fans watch their team win, their bodies release oxytocin. That's the same bonding hormone involved in trust, love, and loyalty. In other words, your nervous system can't tell the difference between your actual family and your football team. That's how powerful this connection is. But here's the thing, not everyone's brain responds to that signal. Some people feel zero pull toward shared identity, no emotional attachment to colors, logos, or rivalries, and psychologically, this makes sense. These individuals tend to build their identity internally, rather than socially. Their sense of self isn't anchored in group membership. It's anchored in personal values, interests, or inner coherence. They don't reject tribes because they think they're better than everyone else. They just don't need external belonging to feel whole. Research shows that people who lack interest in spectator sports engage less in us versus them thinking. They don't instinctively divide the world into sides. The competition feels abstract to them, optional, something that happens to other people. It's not apathy, it's just a fundamentally different way of organizing identity. Now let's talk about the brain's reward system. For many fans, watching a game is a neurochemical event. Every play triggers anticipation. Every outcome delivers a hit of dopamine. Your attention locks in, time disappears. It's actually not that different from gambling. The uncertainty is the hook. The not knowing keeps you glued to the screen. But here's where it gets interesting. Some brains don't respond strongly to indirect competition. Watching someone else succeed doesn't feel rewarding to them. There's no surge, no payoff, no internal celebration. Studies suggest that genetic variations in dopamine sensitivity can influence how strongly someone reacts to vicarious victories, which means for some people, sports simply fail to activate the brain's reward circuitry, not because they're emotionally flat, but because the signal never connects. Think of it like this. Imagine someone shows you a picture of a delicious meal. Most people would feel something, maybe a little hunger, a craving, but some people, nothing. The picture doesn't trigger the same response. That's what's happening here. The game is on, the crowd is screaming, and their brain is like, okay, and there's another layer to this. Many sports fans experience success vicariously. When their team wins, it feels like they won. And there's nothing wrong with that. It can boost mood, create positive memories, even strengthen relationships. But here's the catch, that borrowed victory comes with borrowed vulnerability. When the team loses, self-esteem takes a hit, mood drops. Some people genuinely feel worse about themselves, psychologically. This is called basking in reflected glory, and its opposite, cutting off reflected failure. People who don't emotionally invest in teams tend to rely less on external wins to feel stable. Their confidence doesn't rise and fall. Based on outcomes they can't control, their sense of worth stays steadier, less reactive, less fragile. Again, neither approach is better, but they do create different emotional experiences. Here's something that surprises people. Sports fans often show intense empathy. They feel losses deeply. They celebrate wins like personal triumphs. They connect emotionally with players they've never met. That's real, that's meaningful, but empathy is a limited resource. Those who don't connect emotionally with sports aren't less empathetic, they just direct that energy somewhere else, into relationships, into creative work, into causes they believe in. Research links low interest in spectator sports with higher openness to experience and stronger aesthetic sensitivity. These minds still crave meaning. They still want to feel connected to something bigger. They just find it in quieter, more personal places. There's one more psychological difference worth mentioning. Sports fans are often drawn to narrative, the rise and fall of underdogs, the drama of rivalry, the unpredictability of competition. It's a story unfolding in real time. But people uninterested in sports often prefer direct participation. They'd rather create than consume. They'd rather engage in activities where their effort directly shapes the outcome. Watching someone else play a game feels passive to them, disconnected. One group finds meaning in the spectacle, the other finds meaning in the doing. Neither is wrong. They're just different ways of satisfying the human need for significance. Here's something I find interesting. People who don't follow sports often report feeling more present in their daily lives. Their attention isn't tied to distant contests. Their emotional energy isn't outsourced to outcomes they can't influence. They're more engaged with what's directly in front of them. There's something quietly powerful about that. It doesn't make them superior, but it does give them a different relationship with attention and meaning. For some people, disinterest isn't purely neurological. It's shaped by experience. Maybe they had bad experiences with competitive environments growing up. Maybe sports culture felt exclusionary or aggressive. Maybe they just never found joy in watching outcomes they couldn't participate in. All of these reasons are valid, and understanding this can help both groups if you love sports. You can stop assuming people who don't are missing out or being difficult. And if you don't care about sports, you can stop feeling like something's wrong with you. So if you've ever felt out of place, when everyone around you is celebrating or mourning a game, understand this. You're not broken. You're not disconnected from humanity. You're not missing some essential piece of the human experience. Your brain just assigns meaning differently, and in a world that's constantly competing for your attention, that difference might actually be a strength. You're not watching the game. You're living your own. Thanks for watching. If this resonated with you, let me know in the comments. Are you a sports fan, or do you feel nothing? I'm genuinely curious. And if you want more psychology content that helps you understand your mind better, subscribe to MindStill. See you in the next one.